Hey Ash, what's up? Where have you been? Did you get my memo? No, but thank God you called. I have a story for you. And this deserves a memo.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of
This Deserves a Memo!
Hey guys, it is the one and only Rachel Weber here today.
And you have here with you Ashley, aka Bad Ash, aka Acel Friedman.
There we go. Acel. Did you guys know that Ashley actually removed her middle name and changed it to her maiden name, Cell, which is honestly, I was telling someone this the other weekend, the best last name. Cell is
Thank
just
you.
classy, it's easy, it's short, it sounds good.
You can spell
Ashley
it.
Cell. Like, that is such a...
I think
that name
Thank you.
is Fuego.
Fuego.
It's just a good name.
Honestly, it kind of is. So
So
I'll keep it.
she said sayonara to her middle name, Marie.
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so good. And she said, hello, Cell.
Hello, Cell. Here
But
we are.
A confession I have is that your contact is still Ashley Cell in my phone, and I will never change it.
And I think that's only fair. If you've met me as Cell, I'll always be Ashley Cell. If you met me as Friedman, I'll always be Ashley Friedman.
There we go. I like it. Well, actually, Ashley, I would actually like to propose a toast to you.
Okay.
So Ashley and I have been going through a lot of struggles recently with just this podcast, and I'm not talking about anything weird behind the scenes. I'm just talking about the audio and the understanding of how to literally fucking do any of this shit. Like,
No.
it's just bullshit. It's hard.
It is so hard to
And
record
all you
and
haters,
produce.
if you think this isn't hard, it's hard. So
Do
give
it,
us
yeah.
some, you try.
No, literally, you try. I dare you. Because it's the hardest thing. I am so afraid to fuck this audio up. We're looking around seeing if it's recording. I'm looking at the computer. She's looking at her computer.
Like, last episode, I didn't record my audio because I was literally a flying fladoodle ding dong. Like, oh my God, it makes me so... I cried on the way home.
No, she was bawling.
Should I put the audio message in this episode?
Yeah.
I'll send you guys the memo I sent Ashley after of me literally sobbing, but I am in my luteal phase, which means I'm more emotional.
There
Did
you
you
go.
love that?
There you go.
Did you love that?
I love that. Okay, so what's the toast?
To finally getting a little bit closer
Finally.
to what we need in this studio.
Amen.
I mean, we were talking about our setup. The fact that there is not one bag on the floor right now that is sprawled out with just crap falling out of it is
It's remarkable.
Look how clean it is in here.
It feels like, and we're gonna make this place the best studio there ever was.
This is a really good studio. Like, we set this up flawlessly. Like, I came over so chill. I was like, what's up, girl? And then we got the tables, the lights out. I set up the cameras. We set up my new mic thing.
We got new mic
2
stands.
seconds.
Yeah. So easy and efficient.
And we weren't panicked.
No, not at all.
So, honestly, in honor of being DC Girls for Life, the Big D, I would like to crack a Big D with you to cheers to just getting a little bit closer.
A little bit closer.
Are we ready? Wait, we need
Ready.
to put this on, this ASMR, DC ASMR.
Ooh, crispy.
Bottoms up, girl. Cheers.
It's giving
Cheers.
kiki.
It's giving kiki. Oh, that is so kiki. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Something about me is I could drink this in one sip.
I could literally drink it once. Wait, why'd you guys get the weak ass mini cans?
I think they were given to us.
Or this is called balance, you know? Like, the other ones are 24 ounces.
This is less toxic, you know?
Oh, this is so good. I could put this in my veins.
It's good.
Okay, loved that. That was good. Cheers, girl.
Cheers.
Pop off.
All right, well, what's new? Give it to us.
I actually have a hysterical story to tell you today.
Please, tell me.
So, during my Versa Climber class that I had this morning, I teach every Friday, 7 a.m. At Body Politics Studio. If you haven't been, you should check it out. We do climb. So, Versa Climber is if you look it up, it's an 80s, 90s, classic workout that people used to do. But now we've basically turned it into a rhythm-based workout with lights, kind of like a spin class. So fun. But anyways, so I teach a class there. And this morning, I weirdly had 10 people in my class, which is been kind of rare these days. It's been very slow because of summer and whatever. And for perspective, the class holds 12 people. So 10 is almost full, which is pretty good. And number one, I made literally the best playlist I've ever made in my entire life. I have to send it to you.
You need to add me
This
on that
thing will
playlist.
put you on fucking X Games. You'll be shaking. You'll be literally vibrating. Oh man, this music is so good. It was so good. And this morning I went and lifted before my class, and I was I found this song right before, and I posted it on my Instagram story.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Like, okay, I don't know if any of my fellow ADHDers out there ever get super obsessed and hyper-focused and just fixated on a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I find a good song that I love, I literally actually listen to it on a repeat for probably 3 or 4 weeks straight. That's all I listen to.
I'm the same way.
No, but like when I say repeat, I mean like I click the actual repeat button and I sit there for hours and it just goes looped after like over and over. Do you do that?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm not a
But I
serial
mean,
killer.
probably not as much as you, but yeah.
So I have a pretty good class, and there were just like the people that were in there like were new faces, also mixed in with my groupie Marissa. Shout out, girlie.
Hey,
Mariss. We love you. Okay, so Marissa was in it, and so she like gets the crowd going with the energy, and like at the start of the class, I'm like, all right, people, like I love energy, like let's go, and so. And then I had like a few other new faces, and I started class, and I'm like, you know, hey guys, like, you know, I love the energy, like, how are we doing today? And they cheered, and I was like, huh, okay, like, they've got stuff. I was cracking jokes, and then that one song that I found at the gym this morning that I absolutely loved, I played that, and I was like, oh my god, you guys, like, I literally just found the song, and it makes me cream my pants. I mean, like,
it makes me vibrate inside.
I literally said cream my pants. And I'm like, this song is literally so fucking good. You guys are gonna love this. And I'm like, that's it. I'm leaving this job. I'm leaving my other job. I'm becoming a DJ. And I'm like, would you guys support me? Would you guys hire me for your private event? Everyone's like, yeah. Like in the class, everyone, yeah. And I'm like, shut up. Like, this is unreal. And then at the end of the class, I was like talking, doing the stretches, and I'm like, that song, I don't know, I mentioned the song again. I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I gotta play the song again. So I turn the song on, and we're going through the stretches, and I'm like dancing.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the stretches, I go, all right, now everybody shimmy. And then everyone starts shimmying. The whole class.
I love that.
Like, as the next stretch, shimmy.
Shimmying, we're
And
currently
they shimmied. It was so funny. And I was like, all right, guys, love you.
I'm dead.
And then someone came up to me after and was like, energy was so good. Like, we love you.
I love your energy. I've taken multiple classes, and Rara brings the absolute heat.
I wonder what people think of me. But
That
thank you.
you're
That was nice of you. Thank
Literally
you.
crazy.
Do you think they think I'm crazy?
But also, too, I was thinking about this. Yes, you're crazy, but that is the kind of teacher you want to take from, because I want the energy, I want the competitive edge, I want the good music, I want the crackhead energy in a class like that.
Yes.
Because those are the instructors we go to. I want that from an instructor.
That's how I
Because
feel.
I'm paying you for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee all 10 of them were like, you made their day.
And there's this other man named comes to my class all the time.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because he loves me. But, well, from what I can tell, he always comes back to my classes.
Yeah,
so
he
he
likes
has
you.
to like me.
Yeah, he loves you.
But he comes back to my classes every time. And he goes in the very back row. He's probably he's younger,
Yeah.
probably like 30
Yeah.
something, I don't know. Looks great. And he's like a manly like guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's like a good looking guy. Like all throughout class, like I will literally like I'll either like roast him or like I'll talk to him and he never responds, and it's hysterical.
I love that.
And I don't feel embarrassed by like I'm activated today, like on the mic, silent.
I'm screaming. Ew, I hate my laugh right there. Ew, that's so bad. Ew. That is not my true laugh. I don't know what that was.
Are you like faking your
No,
laugh?
I don't know.
You were definitely really
Whoa.
laughing.
And then it turned real fake. It went toxic.
It's the jeans. It's the jeans.
jeans.
She's wearing jeans right now, and it's so weird. Oh yeah. Are your feet dirty? Let me smell them. They actually don't smell bad. You took a shower?
Yeah. I texted Rachel. I was like, I'm wearing jeans. Sorry, I'm being toxic.
Say.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into.
Like, are we talking about a murder mystery? Is this a CIA investigation?
Right.
Is this a case for the FBI? Kris Jenner's here? We're not sure.
Kris Jenner.
But anyways, so blood never lies. Honestly, something that has really become of importance to me is getting my blood work done.
Same.
And I've kind of realized that this sounds like such a boring topic. Like, it sounds maybe like the most mundane situation. But it's just crazy how much blood work has made such a positive impact on my life in the past 2 years. And when I say, like, it has literally saved a member of my family's life, I mean that. And it's insane. And it's all because of the way that the doctor perceived the certain blood work that I had done or my family member got done. The way that he looked at it is the way that saved someone's life. And so that is just so crazy to me. And I feel like it's something that is just not really educated or is not taught to people when they are getting that done by whatever medical professional. And so we wanted to talk about it today and just really explain how it's just genuinely changed our life.
Yeah, I can second that. I have been through my own journey with, receiving, like, getting my blood work done, and I'll jump into my story, and I know Rachel can kind of piggyback off of this, but how important getting your labs are done. And so we're going to kind of go through why it's changed or, like, helped our lives personally and family members' lives, but then also, like, if you are trying to figure out, okay, well, I think I need to get my labs done. What should I get done? Like, where should I go from here? Kind of just breaking down just simple things to ask your provider and kind of what can be really beneficial for you and your health. My journey kind of started 11 years ago when I started taking birth control. And I decided that I was like, okay, I read this book. It's called In the Flow. And I realized how important our cycle is, and it's our fifth vital sign. It's like can tell us so much about our bodies. And I was on birth control for 11 years, like I said, and it kind of just like makes you just kind of numb, like you don't know what's really going on with your body. And then I realized, okay, I probably should get off of this, especially as Ethan and I were kind of getting more serious in our relationship. I just kind of wanted to get off birth control. So it took me actually a year to get my cycle back. And I went to herbalists. I went to nutritionists. I went to multiple gynos. And finally, when I did acupuncture, it came back. And I think I mentioned that in a previous episode. But once I got my period back, I still wasn't feeling like 100%. I was doing multiple workouts a day. I was feeling really a lot of brain fog, fatigue. I wasn't really sleeping well. I was gaining weight from being off the pill, and I was like, okay, I need help. Like, what's going on? I don't feel good. I went to multiple providers, and I think I've mentioned that before, and I finally found this provider, and his name is Dr. James Smith, and Rachel and I...
Dr. James Smith!
We've talked about him so many times.
Dr. James Smith!
He practices Western/Eastern medicine.
I dream about this man.
Do you?
I know I'm not supposed to interrupt you, but, like, I feel so passionate about Dr. James Smith.
He's great. He is great.
I think he is literally
Rachel, I think, likes him more than me.
A part of God. I think, like, if there's a God, like, they put him on this earth, like, he might be an alien.
Alien.
I think he's an alien in a good way. Like, that man is not real. Like, where did you come from?
I don't know, but I found him, so God bless me.
You specialize in women's health, and you actually are saying the right stuff? Like, what?
And he works from a functional approach, right? He both, like, naturopathic, yet also, like, the Western medicine, which I really appreciate.
Like, the fact that a 45-year-old straight male is telling me I should not take birth control because it's bad for me is mind-boggling.
Yeah, usually they're
like
shoving it down your throat.
You sit there and you're like, what? Like, I've had, like, 50-year-old sweet maternal women tell me, honey, you gotta take birth control. And I have Dr. James Smith, just some man, being like, he cares about me. Like, I'm like, this is so crazy. I've never had a doctor that genuinely cares about me. And that is why I scream and sing his name, because he's amazing.
All the time. She loves him. I do too. But I went to multiple practitioners, and they kept saying, like, oh, you're fine. Your labs look great. Your thyroid's fine. Your sex hormones look fine. And then I finally went to him, and I was like, I don't feel fine. He was like, okay, let's take a peek. And so, we did extensive blood work, thyroid ultrasound, which we'll kind of get into. And I ended up having nodules on my thyroid, and my sex hormones looked pretty good. Not the best, but then my thyroid was really low. It's wild because it's just like, okay, well, yeah, you can look at my normative values, and we can kind of get in there. Is like, okay, maybe I am normal comparatively to everyone else. in the reference range, but he's not only looking at, like, he's looking at a very narrow range. How do you feel, asking me about my symptoms, doing more extensive testing, and he decided to put me on medication, and since I've been on thyroid medication, like, my life has ultimately, like, changed. So, with that being said, go through, like, kind of your experience with him, and then we'll kind of get into the nitty-gritty of, like, what's going on, or, like, you know, more about the testing and the lab stuff.
Yeah. Well, coming from someone that I've never been very well versed in the medical scene until I've had, you know, medical problems, but I would say that all my life I've always been very confused by blood work, and not confused by it in the sense of, like, what does it mean? It's just I don't understand what any of those like, I get that what blood work is, they need to look at it to check levels, but I never really understood what they're looking at, why they're looking at that, what that would be related to if it's elevated. Why is it sometimes good if something's high and another is low? Why is that good? You know, like, I didn't understand what that all meant. And so I would just go in to these doctor's offices, get my blood done, because they'd say, oh, it's that time of the year. And they look at my blood and they're like, okay, good. I would never even think to even look at that. I didn't even question it. Just be like, oh, okay, it looks good. Cool. Bye. That's it. And I think that's just another flaw in the healthcare system, is that there's, like, a lack of education. But so when Ashley tells me that I should go see this doctor named sorry, I can't resist it. It's so good. I'm like, oh, I don't even know why you told me I had to go see him. Why did you tell me I had to go see him?
Well, was it your skin?
No, I think I was having really terrible mood swings.
Oh, yes, depressive mood swings.
Yes.
Where it would randomly hit
yes,
you.
Yes. So I was having, like, the worst just mood swings. And when I say mood swings, I mean, like, one day I would wake up and I'd be like, I feel like I lost my whole family today. Like, I felt so down.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you feel like you were depressed or
It seriously felt like depression.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was, like, gaining weight, and my skin was not as, I mean, it's worse now, but, like, you know, so there was a few off things there, and I just felt terrible, and I was like, what's wrong with me? Mm-hmm. And so I was, like, tinkering around with it, and I had an IUD at the time. I had the Kyleena. I was telling Ashley how I felt so awful, and I was, like, telling her, like, I think I want to get my IUD out. She tells me I should go see Dr. James Smith, and so I book an appointment with him, but it's not for a few months. And he helped me, and I told him all about my mood swings, my skin, all these things. So I came prepared with my blood work. And when I went and got my blood work done, basically he saw that I was so deficient in a lot of vitamins, like a lot of, like, my B12 was low, my D was low, which is why my energy was bad. Mm-hmm. And then my hormones were all out of whack. Mm-hmm. And so he put me on
DIM
complex. And that literally, like, changed, like, 3 months later, no mood swings, gone. Mm-hmm. That was the worst thing that was happening to me. Mm-hmm. And then everything else just started, like, wrapping up, and I thought it was amazing. Like, it was really cool, and it was the first doctor I've ever been to where they asked me everything about my life that has ever happened to me. He's like, I want to know at age 3, like, did you get sick for 6 months? Like, I want to know everything.
Yeah, like, how long have you been on antibiotics?
Yep.
How many times?
Yep. Did you get strep a lot as a kid? Do you sleep? Like, you know, like, everything. You know, do you drink wine? Do you only drink wine? Do you only drink tequila? Why do you only, like, every single thing he wanted to know. And I thought that was so cool, and he was able to help me overcome a lot of my issues. The one thing being the bruising. I used to bruise really easily, mm-hmm. and then I told him about it, and then he's like, oh, well, that's because you're low in zinc. So moral of the story and how he relates to all of this is the first thing he ever said to me when I went to my first consult was, blood never lies. Bringing it full circle.
Love
it's like
that.
Reading a love novel.
Yeah.
And it's like, blood never lies. You're like, that's where the title came from. So blood never lies. And I was like, that is so interesting. He's like, yeah, if there's a problem, we'll find it in the blood. There's always a way. And so whenever I go to an appointment with Dr. James Smith, he asks me, it's once a quarter, so that's really cool. I go in even if I don't feel like I'm sick or anything. I just go to the doctor 4 times a year. And I tell him, I feel like I'm having this happen to me. Then he goes, okay, well, let's look at your labs. And then he adjusts something in there, and the next time I come back, it's gone. So it's like anything that's happening.
Yeah, he's looking and just, it's really, really cool how this is same with me. The first doctor that's really looked at me 4 times a year and taken labs, healthy or not. Like, if I'm feeling good or if I'm feeling bad, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. He wants to know what's going on with your body. How can we adjust it to optimize your health, prevent things from happening? I think that's the biggest thing. In Western medicine, we just wait and wait and wait till we have diabetes. Well, if you're going to see somebody in functional medicine or like a naturopath, it's all preventative health. How can we optimize your health now so we can avoid these issues in the future?
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest thing is preventative health versus like, oh, it's a little bit too late kind of healthcare.
And something else I love about going to this doctor, and I think that everyone should just look for in a doctor, is that when I get the blood work back and my doctor is looking at it and he's reviewing all the numbers, he actually told me that when you get your blood work done and you have your different things that you're looking at, there's a certain range and they say, okay, you're in a healthy range, you're fine. That range is actually based on the national average. And Ashley can definitely give more insight on this, but you're looking at the national average. So when I get my blood work back and it says, oh yeah, your D levels look great. I mean, yeah, this is perfect. That's based off of the national average. So they're comparing me, or I'm in a pot with, the 7,000 morbidly obese people that have their blood work done all the time because they're having to get emergency procedures.
Right. No, I was going to just...
Yeah.
That's kind of exactly what I was saying is like functional medicine really looks at a narrow reference range, and conventional medicine looks at ranges that are a lot larger, and they're based on people who are unhealthy, who are sick. Mm-hmm. So if we're basing these ranges when we're looking at, our vitamin D levels is healthy is between 15 and 100, okay, well that's like first, it's a huge range, right? And it's way broader than it should be, and it's based on a kind of a sick, obese, and unhealthy population. So we have to keep that in mind, and I think that's what's so important is thinking about your symptoms, like when your provider's asking you, okay, well, how do you feel? Right? And then doing the labs, but then also the ultrasounds and the imaging and trying supplements, seeing how your body reacts, redoing the labs and say, oh, okay, look, her levels went up. Great. Let's proceed with this. So I think that is something that's important to know. Like, even if something says you're low or you're high, you have to take that with a grain of salt for sure.
But now that we're on the topic of labs, I mean, what should you ask for when you get those done?
Yeah, I think, like, if you're just beginning, even if you're not sick, right, and you're feeling great, I think it's really important you have your labs done just to see how your body's functioning and have a baseline. Because if you have a baseline now, God forbid something happens to you in the future, you kind of know what your normal is, right? Everyone should have a good baseline. And I always tell people to ask for a CBC, so that's a complete blood count, hematocrit, hemoglobin, white blood cells, all your like red blood cell counts. A1C, that looks at your glucose. Nutrient deficiencies, I think this is really big for Rachel because no one's ever like tested your vitamin D, right? Mm-mm. Vitamin A, vitamin C,
but
B12.
It was actually funny when he took the test. It said that I was fine.
Oh, and then he was like,
no, you're 24. At the time I was 24. He's like, you're 24 years old.
Your vitamin D should be 100, not 15.
He's like, you're like extremely, like, it said severely deficient. He was like, you're severely deficient.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow.
So getting your nutrients looked at, vitamin D, vitamin C, B12, magnesium, iron, and zinc, those are really, really important. In magnesium especially, I tell everyone that you should be on magnesium. Like, it's good for your sleep, it's good for your period, it's good for hormone imbalances, it's so good for pooping, it's like good for everything. So that's like
I should get on
huge. Yeah, no, everyone should be taking magnesium.
I think fish oil too.
Yeah, DHEA, looking at that. And then if you're a female and you're feeling like low mood, thinning of your hair, acne, tired, fatigued all the time, a thyroid panel. And I know this might be a little in depth for some people, but if you're providers just looking at your TSH and your T4, that's like a conventional lab, you really should have a full thyroid panel done. So looking at TSH, T4, T3 free, T4 free, total T3 and T4 uptake. I know that's kind of like a lot of information, but like you want to have all those things run and then go to a provider who can actually read that and tell you, because a TSH isn't going to tell you much at all.
We should make a
like a pamphlet.
Yeah, honestly.
PDF.
Yeah, we could literally make a PDF.
Yeah.
Or we could put this on our Instagram post,
Yeah.
but also I feel like nobody really reads that shit. Like
Yeah.
maybe we put this on our website.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the last thing is too is your sex hormones. And this really depends like where you are at in your cycle. Like Rachel mentioned her luteal phase. If you're in your luteal phase, hormones are changing. So you want to work with a practitioner on that. But if you're not having a period, I think the biggest thing is running your labs and your sex hormones, but also having an ultrasound of your ovaries. So again, this is a lot of like medical information, but knowing that there are tests if you're feeling like your hormones are imbalanced, you can do a saliva or a dry urine pee test, and finding a provider who's willing to go there with you is really, really important.
Or just ask the questions.
Yeah, ask the questions.
If your doctor doesn't seem like he or she is giving you what you want, just start asking them questions and they'll eventually spit it out. They might be a little bit unmotivated.
Yeah.
Honestly. They're probably older or, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so those are kind of just the ones that I would recommend starting off with, especially if you're a female. And then males, looking at your testosterone, and everything else listed, A1C, CBC,
and then
like a lipid panel too.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
And then also, I think that, this is a really good episode topic, and I don't think we should talk about it now.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we'll be here for hours. But, so what I was going to say is that you should get your blood work now if you're a female, if you think you're going to have children in the future. And if you remotely think that you want to have a child, okay?
Absolutely.
You want to get pregnant, get your blood work done. Just make sure that things look okay. If you're not on birth control and you're not having periods or whatever, something's wrong, just go get some stuff checked out. I feel like when you get in your early 20s and you're still interested in having a child, like you might be single. Just go look around.
Yeah, start now. Trimester zero people.
Because, then what happens? God forbid you get to the day where you want to have a child and then you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that I had blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And I think the biggest
I had PCOS.
Right, exactly. And the biggest telltale sign is, are you having a regular period?
Yep.
Anywhere from 22 to 30 days. And if you're not, going in and, they're going to do all the necessary things to look at fertility, but blood work being one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, do you want to tell us about your dad?
Yeah. Another crazy thing, and something that I really respect about Dr. James Smith. You make me giggly. So something that I love about him is, my parents, I'm very close with my parents. Shout out Bruce and Kathy. And I was just telling them how much I loved going to Dr. Smith. Feels so wrong saying Dr. Smith. Dr. James Smith, it's got to be the full name.
The full shebang.
So I was telling them how much I love him, whatever. Well, my parents are so funny. They always have to do anything that I've done. They always have to do it. But it's cute. They respect the things I do, and I think it's so fun. And I kind of do the same stuff as them. But anything I do, they got to try it. And so I tell them about my doctor, and they have, they've always gone to naturopathic doctors, someone that bridges between the Western medicine and naturopath, like kind of something that Dr. James is. And so when I told them about this doctor, they're like, okay, well, we'll go give him a try. We'll do the consult. They go. They love him. They're like, my mom's like, oh my God, I used to tell my doctor about stuff. He wants you to tell him everything. She was like, yeah, I used to tell my doctor about blah, blah, blah. And when I told Dr. Smith, he just immediately was like, I want to know more. And when I told the other doctor, they didn't care. She's like, it's very interesting. I'm like, yeah, he cares. So they both go. They both actually end up moving to Dr. James. And my dad, actually had this crazy thing happen where, so Dr. James, whenever you sign up as a new patient or whenever you're a new patient, he has you get all of these labs done. Blood work, scans of your thyroid. If you're at a certain age, he has you get a scan of your heart and do certain tests and things to test out how that's going, whatever. So my dad has all that done. La-di-da, life goes on. On a Friday night, pretty late, my dad gets a phone call from Dr. James on his personal cell. Like, Bruce, I need to talk to you. My dad's like, what's wrong? And he goes, you need to see a cardiologist immediately. Like, your left descending aortic valve is like 99% clogged.
Crazy.
And it's called the Widowmaker.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's like, what? Like, I've been getting tests done and going to like, my dad takes care of himself. Like, he goes to the doctor, like, all the time, every, like, 3 months.
Yeah.
And this has never been brought up. Essentially, my dad, moral of the story is my dad goes to see a cardiologist. They're like, yeah, it's actually 88%. That scan that you had done doesn't always say the right percentage, but you actually have another valve that's also clogged as well. We can't tell how much, but the only way we have to know, we'll be able to tell is if we go in and we do an operation. So he has it done. Coming out of it, yeah, there was another hidden valve that was almost blocked, and he would have died of a heart attack at any second of the day. So that is why I literally want to just, yeah,
so scary.
name my firstborn Dr. James Smith,
I
but like
swear to
as
God.
one word, Dr. James Smith. Like, that is the first name, Dr. James Smith.
I'm over here just like the obsession.
Dr. James Smith.
Why am I not obsessed with him like you are?
I get served that tomorrow, and it's like, Dr. James Smith would like you to not come within 1 mile.
Yeah,
of his
it's a restraining order.
But yeah, so I think that's pretty insane. I mean, my dad is my best friend in the entire world, and the fact that something like that could have happened to him because of his doctors not paying attention is just so
It's crazy.
So mind-blowing to
Bruce literally that's her dad. Bruce literally texted me. It was like, thank you so much. Like, you played an integral role in me, getting this, like, figuring this out. I could have died, and thank you so much.
Yeah,
I was
he
like,
cried.
oh my gosh, like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we wrap up, I actually have a question for you.
Okay.
Grab your phone really quick for me.
Okay.
And when you open your phone, like, do you have just how many apps on your phone, like, do you have? Like, is it like 1,000? Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. But that's still a lot.
And then some folders. Oh, no folders anymore.
I am so
a few
tired of having clutter on my phone. It feels like my brain is so cluttery.
It's really weird.
And, like, I saw this, my coworker today, she has photos, she has 3 things. I'm like, where are all your apps?
Like, why do I have a soundboard thing? Like, look at this. Like, why do I have an app with all these buttons on it?
Like, I'm going through my apps. Like, what are these?
I literally have an app for different sound effects.
That's crazy. Turn that shit off. No, like, literally turn it off now.
Oh, she's having a panic attack.
But I have so much shiz on here, and I need to declutter my phone. I want all these apps off my phone. I need to figure out how to get all my pictures off my phone. Rachel has 253 text messages on her phone. I have 66 missed calls, voicemails on my phone.
I only have 25. That's actually
I'm just sick and tired of, like, feeling cluttered. This makes me feel cluttered, all these apps.
My email is 223.
No, bye. Like,
My
that's my
text,
goal.
253.
This is my goal, and you guys follow my lead. But let's declutter our phones and our
Instagram
pictures.
17. I never open anyone's
Notifications, that's bad.
Instagrams.
Rachel,
I'm
get with
sorry,
the program.
everyone out there that's DM'd me on Instagram. Like, this sounds so annoying of me to say, but, like, genuinely, like, mom, dad, if you guys DM me on Instagram, I probably won't reply. I don't have that many fans, but
Don't worry, I'll reply, Memo Mamas and Misters.
No, but like Rachel, like, yeah, like, if you just message my account, Ashley will reply. She'll reply on Memo Mamas as well, because she's like she's the mind behind this whole operation.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yes, she is. She's what keeps us together. She is the glue. I am like some fucking psychopath over here that's on God knows what.
No.
That she's like has it with a collar on, and she's like, get it together, and I'm over here.
No.
And she's like spraying with a spray bottle.
Okay, before we wrap up, are you doing anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, I'm having like a Project X banger at my crib. Everybody come through. Haha. No, honestly, nothing. Oh, I'm going on a double date tomorrow.
With who?
With a man and then a couple I met at the gym. And then at night, I'm also having a double date with a man and you and Ethan.
I get to meet this
Sheesh.
certain man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I have 2 double dates tomorrow.
That's crazy. But are you going on double dates with the same man?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
But just
man.
you're meeting different couples.
Mm-hmm. Soft launch.
Interesting. Why are you doing that? Why is it the other couple? What are you guys doing with them?
Okay, well, it was so crazy. So me and Mysterious Man were working out together, and
That's kind of serious if you're working out with someone. What the heck?
it was a hot date, and we were on the bench press. Okay.
Sheesh.
And this girl comes up to me and she's like, "I love your sports bra. It's so cute."
Was it the one I gave you?
No.
Oh.
That I do get so many compliments on that one.
Okay, keep
that is
going.
my favorite sports
Thank
bra
you,
right
thank
now
you.
in rotation. And it's this aloe like one shoulder sports bra. And so I was wearing it and she's like, "I love your sports bra." And it's actually like it is super cute. I love the idea of the sports bra, but it's honestly the worst sports bra to wear. Like it hurts my shoulder when I wear it. It's always like I've got to be feeling very confident and happy that day or else I hate wearing the sports
Totally.
bra. It's just like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's a toxic bra.
it's a toxic bra, but I love it. And always gets compliments. Okay, anyways. So she's like, "Love your bra." I'm like, "Thanks, girl." And then we start talking and she starts really like, her and her man start hanging around. And I'm not going to say their names because I feel like that's too much.
Yeah.
You crazy fans out there, all 7,000 of you, right?
All
You're
30
gonna go
million.
find her. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, so she's like chatting and whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, we just moved here." And then her like fiance comes over and he's like chatting, very friendly couple. And they're like, "Well," she's like, "Well, let me get your number. Like, we just moved here like a year ago. Like, would love to like if you guys want to go on a double date or something, we'd love to hang out." And I'm like, "Oh."
Just at the gym, they just wanted to hang
Literally
out.
like a 3-minute exchange, and she asked for my number and she's like, "We should all hang out sometime." And I'm like, I love that.
That
Like,
doesn't happen often.
oh, sorry. Sorry.
It scared me.
That was good. I'm glad we have that on camera. Oops. Bang, bang. And so, yeah, she asked me to hang out, and I literally love that. I love that. Holy shit, Ashley, the camera's still going. Can we finish this episode now?
Yeah.
So I love that. So honestly, that is a sign to you if you want to make new friends. Just go up to someone and ask if they want to hang out. I don't care if it's a couple or just a singular person. Ask if they want to hang, and at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people will say yes. So this is your sign to not be afraid.
Yes, and for those who are curious who this mystery man is, I will give you more details next week and if I like him or not, okay?
Okay, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in. We hope you learned a little.
We hope you laughed a little.
And you loved a lot. Bye.